Right hand side, we're going to be having our blue Terran player. It's going to be INnoVation. And he's going to be going up against the red Zerg to the bottom left hand side of the map. It is dark. TvZ best of 3. Let's have a look to see how this is going to go as we see, well, first Overlord starting to move over towards the upper right hand side of the map. Nothing too crazy about this. We saw Dark playing against Bjorn in the group stages of this event, and it was one heck of a series. It's on our YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/WardiTV, and you can check that out. So you can check that out, youtube.com/WardiTV. Bjorn Dark was a great series, and Dark now moving his way towards the upper right hand side of the map. If this Overlord is about to hopefully give us a great series against INnoVation as well. When these guys played in the qualifier, they gave us a fantastic set of games. So that's actually going to be going up on YouTube in the next couple of days, I think. Maybe even tomorrow, day after. And yeah, just going to be seeing this command center building up some SCVs. I mean, super early start, super standard, nothing crazy. And that's why we're just watching some mundane things at the very start of this while we set up into this series. So much to talk about today, guys. We've got sponsor things to talk about. We've got baubles to put on trees. We've got WardiTV shirts and hoodies. Sold once again. They're on sale. If you type !shirts, you can get yourself some of that WardiTV merchandise. Get it, treat yourself for Christmas, right? But yeah, all of that going on. There's so much to talk about, and we'll talk about it as the day goes by. As we just set up into this and look to see what's going to be going on. And as we're going to see one Reaper going to be going across the map from INnoVation. So very standard Reaper opening while he expands back at home. Again, set him into this without too much of an issue. Queen is on the way out currently. And you'll see that Zergling speed is about halfway done here from Dark as well. You can see your factory on the way up, the barracks coming up as well. And yeah, just 2-1-1 build order here from INnoVation, so super standard, what we expect from TvZ really. Even in this new patch, a lot of the kind of builds that people sort of start to change up and do differently, it's not really made too much of a difference on the TvZ meta. 2-1-1 is still a very powerful build if you want to play bio afterwards, and well, that's exactly what we're seeing right now out of our Terran player. Now, from our Zerg, we saw that Zergling speed coming on up. He didn't go for pneumatized carapace here, as he gets it right now. So yeah, he's going to go for pneumatized carapace. I was about to say, it would be weird if he didn't, because he was doing this a lot against Bjorn, and he was really enjoying the ability to kind of scout and just make sure he knows exactly what's going on, exactly what's happening throughout the early stages of the game. So again, that pneumatized carapace is as expected, and it is just about halfway done right here. So pneumatized carapace about halfway done. Third hatchery coming on down over towards the third base as well. Just continuing to set up into that. Stim packs on the way, a couple more Marines on the way out, and the factory is building a reactor with the starport coming on right next to it. This factory just building up that reactor and starport coming in. This Reaper is going to be chased down by a couple of Zerglings here. So a couple of Zerglings moving through, and they're going to actually get blasted away as that Reaper is able to push those Zerglings back. And a little bit more damage being done here. There goes that Reaper. It now falls. And there's that Reaper going down. Again, I mean, just deny some of the map vision for INnoVation, but INnoVation doesn't really need much map vision at this point, because he's going to get it anyways in about a minute when he moves across with these medevacs, so he already seen what he needs to see. As Dark goes into a relatively fast lair here, almost like kind of, I used to call this like 3-base Moodleisk, because what happens is you get the lair kind of, instead of kind of 2-base Moodle, you get it on like 3-base, but he's also dropping a Baneling Nest, so looking to be defensive, also going for a fast lair, not really sure where exactly he's headed with this right now. I'm sure we'll find out in the very near future. So there's a couple of overlords again spread out around the map. He's actually got very good overlord coverage. If you look at the vision of Dark on the minimap, he sees so much. Maybe missing kind of something down on this side just to keep an eye out. And also, okay, he does see this medevac, so he knows this drop is coming in. No real worry about that for him there, as we see. These couple of Zerglings across the map going to get one SCV. Maybe another as it has to finish up this engineering bay. But +1 does start. Lings are now on the way to deal with this medevac. As he drops down, he's going to try and pick up this overlord. Will get the kill. And Dark is actually going to hit a little bit of a supply block. Well, he has made 20 Zerglings already. He's got a few more on the way up still. As these Marines going to stim on forwards and look to see what they can do. Pulling back actually, you can see some Zerglings continuing to go down. As a couple more Lings just thinking about maybe running on forwards here in the next couple of moments. Inject goes down on the third base, and Marines again just gathering up beneath these medevacs as you see 2 more Banelings morphing in, 3 more Banelings morphing in just towards the third. And again, getting ready to defend against this, and especially now as the third medevac comes in, you need a few Banelings as well as just the Zerglings. Zerglings on their own with the Queens would not be enough against this many Marines. As going to be seeing, well, Banespeed's going to finish up very early, and that's all he's really getting from the early kind of commitment to the lair, which is interesting to go for the lair so early and to just go into Banespeed. It's very different to what you might usually expect. As you see these Marines going to be unloading out of these medevacs, and we're just going to be seeing the few more Marines just gathering together on the natural expansion. Again, Ben and Nest is going to be finishing up that centrifugal hooks very soon. +1/+1 melee upgrades coming in from Dark as well. So continue to set up with these as Marines stim forwards. They are going to pick off that Overlord. No, not quite. Doesn't quite manage to pick up the kill. As again, Marines will continue to push on forwards, push on through, and just clean up creep tumors around the front area. So creep tumors getting picked off as INnoVation will regather and probably go in towards the third base here now in a few moments' time. So I'm just going to start stimming on forwards once again, and well, still some Ling Bane. And Queens here ready to go. INnoVation just continue to apply pressure though, and that's what this is all about, this build, being able to attack, and never end while he goes into a third base and whatever else he may need in the relatively near future. So INnoVation's all looking good. His upgrades are going to be pretty even with the Zerg player as well. You see our Zerg player starting to feel comfortable enough to go into that Spire. And Spire starting up in the production tab now, so starting to go into that Spire, and we're just going to be seeing let's continue to, again, all get rolling here. Marines running forwards, picking off an Overlord. Nice little kill. It was good to pick up little bits and pieces like that as Marines will stim once again. These Zerglings will just disappear. Literally, will just disappear. They didn't last very long at all. As again, Ling Bane gathering up together for Dark as we see some Lings coming in towards the Watchtower. Creep spread going to be pushing out onto the map here once again as well. And still just some Marines down to the south side, having a bit of a think as to where they might want to go. Fourth hatchery is starting up here as well, so still everything we expect, and INnoVation still just mastering up Marines, starting adding a couple Widow Mines to the composition as he gets ready to push on forward. Still wants to just pressure into Dark, and well, he's going to start pressuring in right now. Upgrades are going to be a little bit favourable for the Zerg player. +1 Carapace finishes just before this fight. Widow Mine connections. Not going off just yet, but got very close to a couple of Banelings there, so you can see Dark has to be very careful with how he engages in. Big stim from INnoVation as those Banelings don't really connect on anything, not even really taking down a Widow Mine, or not even really kind of setting off a Widow Mine, so that wasn't brilliant. As we're going to be seeing, again, Marines just picking off another couple of creep teamers. We're going to be seeing the units continue to fight here. Some Banes as they finish up will run on forwards, but they're not going to do too much. There's a big counter-attack from Dark going across the map as INnoVation just breaking through the front. Queen's going down here. There's the counter-attack coming in. The Zerglings will hit the wall. Some Marines behind the wall going to defend very easily, though. So the counter-attack doesn't really do anything. Lings on their own are not enough in this position either. Queen's now going down as well, and INnoVation has just broken through some very good engagements against Dark here. And that's really all this has been. Just very good engagements which have allowed him to trade very well, trade very effectively, and leave Dark with no real units at all. This was really well played by INnoVation here. As you're going to see, Widow Mine does blow up a few more Marines. INnoVation will hold on. 8 SDVs go down for some reason. I'm not sure how those Lings got in. Maybe they went towards the third base. Either way, the Lings have been cleaned up now, and INnoVation still holds a pretty significant advantage in the game. You'll see a few more Zerglings just trying to come in. He's going to lift up the Widow Mines. He's just going to retreat back, fall back to the Watchtower, where his reinforcements will be streaming on in where he wants, and then he can continue on pushing and continue on applying pressure here. As we're going to see, Bane's coming in again. Well, we get a couple of connections there to kill off a couple of things. Nothing too major, as we're going to see these Banes continue to drop down. And as these Banes go down, we're going to see this fourth hatchery being broken. So fourth hatch will fall, and that will be that. A few more Widow Mines just firing away. And these units actually going to come up to the top side here, so again, just looking to keep on pushing. These Banes are actually, again, maybe going to find some connections. They get a few Marines, but the Widow Mines still stand in the front, and that means that they're going to be a big threat over the next few minutes as Marines just coming on forwards once more. Banes trying to keep on moving in, and overall, it's still just not really going to be enough. Marines continue to pick up a few more Lings, and that is that. GG's. INnoVation takes game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Pretty interesting map one, wasn't it? INnoVation didn't really do anything too special, right? Just straight up simple push and kill, because he just continued to attack and again trade well. You know, there's that big fight I mentioned at one point where the Banelings all ran forwards and he killed like 3 or 4 Marines, so like 10 Banes, and none of the Widow Mines went off. It was as INnoVation was coming from the south, moving up north towards the watchtower. And INnoVation was just sort of like, yeah, cool, like, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna split a little bit. Your, your Banes aren't gonna do anything, and I'm just gonna kind of sit here and kind of laugh a little bit, and that's sort of what happened. It was pretty entertaining. So, one of those moments where Terran and Marines just look a little bit too good, but in the hands of INnoVation, I mean, what do you expect? In the hands of Bjorn, they also look pretty broken as well, so... Guys, welcome to game number 2. To the bottom right-hand side of the map, our blue Terran player is going to be INnoVation. And he's going to be going up against the red Zerg to the top left-hand side of the map. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Dark. Alright, let's do this then. So, we set on up, get ready to go. Gonna see Dark coming down. We'll pop down a hatcher in the natural expansion right from the get-go. Let me just see a barracks on the way up over here as well. So, Rax coming up on the main base, and a Reaper on the way very early as well. This time it's once again not going to be that gas first Reaper expand, but just a very normal kind of Rax gas. With a Rax gas like this, well, you can expect a second barracks to come up, and INnoVation really looking as though he's just going to go for the exact same build as what he went for in game number 1. Second Rax will come down right now. That's what this SCV is for. And there it is. 2-1-1 build order from INnoVation. Really nothing too spectacular. Just same old standard play. Exactly what we expect from INnoVation, really. Overlord continuing to move down to the south side, and it's going to be seeing this Reaper starting to move up to the north as well. So Reaper will head on up towards that upper left to have a little bit of a scoot around, see what's up. I mean, again, nothing really too spectacular to see in these early stages, but he can just confirm that, hey, there is a natural hatchery. Are you mining way too much gas? Maybe have you started like a super fast lair you can also scout for in the next 30 to 40 seconds. But yeah. So that's all going on. We're going to see this factory again is just continuing to come on up. It's about halfway built right now, as we're just going to be seeing, and we're just going to be seeing that as the tech lab comes down as well. Stim pack on the way shortly then, guys. And again, we just build up here in the early stages. This was, this is going to be kind of link speed finishing soon. This was a bit of a faster, actually, later hatchery, sorry. So it was actually gas pool hatch, which is why INnoVation pulled back with the Reaper straight away. And just earlier link speed, just making sure lings don't come and be annoying onto his command center or anything. Just wants to make sure he has that Reaper within range if it's going to be required. And in this case, it's not, because the 2 Zerglings never committed in. But he kind of has to bring it back anyway, because the last thing you want is to have your CC delayed. And if you keep the Reaper across the map and your CC is delayed, well, there's just no way for you to actually start building that CC again for so long. So that's pretty crazy. Reaper will jump up to the high ground here, as the Marines will get a little bit of damage done. One of those Zerglings going down. And again, just going to be seeing a starport is building up over here just next to this factory as well. Factory of reactor going to be finishing on it very soon. I'm just going to be seeing Dark continue to move around with this Overlord, looking for any information he can get. I mean, he's already just poked in. He's seen the stim and the reactor and the starport. I mean, what else are you meant to expect from this now? He knows exactly what this build is. As INnoVation just continues to commit on into it. And this Reaper just moving up the left-hand side, checking in towards the 3rd hatchery, and then backing away once again. So Reaper just scouting around. And a couple of Evo Chambers coming up from Dark as well over towards the natural expansion. So a couple of Evo Chambers coming up towards the natural for Dark. Engineering Bay is going to be about halfway done, finishing very soon from INnoVation. So setting up into that as well. And Reaper just going to pop up over to this side. So Reaper pops up over here. We'll see, again, it's still alive, which is nice. I mean, if you can actually keep this Reaper alive during this engagement with these Marines and Medevacs, it actually turns out pretty neat, because if you can get a good grenade off, well, it can actually be completely game-changing. If you get a good grenade off, it can really change the fight one way or another. So that's something which Dark obviously has to be very aware of here. That one Reaper grenade could be the bane of his existence in the near futures. So the Reaper popping up, it's going to go down. Doesn't get to use a grenade. I mean, it's not super game-changing, but it can be nice if you pop those units up into the sky a little bit. We're going to see Queens in a little bit of trouble here right away. Transfuses having to be used. No damage onto the Medevacs yet, which means INnoVation is very safe to just stick around for the most part. +1 combat shields now building as well, as he does look to continue being aggressive in this. He looks to continue pushing in. And just doing the exact same as what he did in game number 1. Just pushing in, applying pressure, and just working his way from there. The Baneling Nest and the Lair, well, the Lair is much, well, both of them actually, are much later than they were last time around, which is obviously going to make a little bit of a difference here. I was going to see this Medivac dropping off, and my question becomes, does Dark actually have enough units? Because he's got a decent amount of Zerglings. I just don't think he's got what he really needs to fight this. We'll find out very shortly here as INnoVation is going to stim up this ramp. He's going to go straight for this Queen with lots of energy on it. The Lings come in, he'll still a step away. Medivacs are still not being target fired by Dark, which means for INnoVation, there's no real need for him to back away, which means he's consistently getting healing. These Marines will consistently stick around, and as he runs out of Zerglings, Dark will now start losing Queens, and he finally starts targeting Medivacs, but way too late. One Medivac goes down, INnoVation doesn't care. He wants to keep these Marines here for as long as possible as he stims forwards once more. Queens keep on falling, and he's going to target down this last Queen as well. As you can see, Zerglings just keep going down. There's no way to recover from this. Dark just has not got enough, and INnoVation will continue to heal up Marines, start stepping back, minimizing the damage as more Zerglings run in. Eventually, INnoVation might get cleaned out, but it is going to take Dark a lot of units, and at great expense to actually push this away. What an absolutely ridiculous, just straight up clean engagement from INnoVation. Knew he was going to have the advantage, and that was that. Well, I mean, that's not the sort of thing you want to happen as Dark, is it? You know, all of a sudden Marines just kill absolutely everything. No, it really is not, as these two Medivacs are going to be boosting over to the right-hand side here. Marines are going to be taking down this set of rocks, or thinking about taking it down. There we go. See, rocks got taken down. You can see an orbital going to lift up and move on over to the third base now as well. I mean, INnoVation is just going to push once again. When you've taken an advantage like this, the best thing you can do as a Terran is keep on pushing, keep on applying that pressure. Against Ling Bane, I mean, if they never get a chance to kind of secure themselves, they'll just not be able to keep up with you as long as you trade somewhat decently with the Widow Mines and Marines, and you just split well. You don't let, like, 2 Banelings kill 20 Marines or something, then you're going to be having a pretty good time. As INnoVation just stims, he's going to let the Widow Mines Zoro. He's actually going to lose a few of those Marines there. Didn't quite manage to make it into the medevac in time, so that's one of those engagements where Dark does take maybe a bit of an advantage, a bit of momentum back onto his own side. Queen's coming out, trying to replace some of this creep spread. Obviously, that's what INnoVation wants to try and stop. There's going to be seeing these Lings moving forwards once again. Creep Tumor goes down. Widowmine will connect onto these Zerglings and onto the Overseer. Nice play by Dark. Flying the Overseer into the medevacs. It splashes onto the medevacs and the Marines below, forcing some friendly fire damage. As we're going to be seeing the Marines just moving around from INnoVation, looking to see what else is up. Going to see this Overlord moving up the right-hand side, and again, Dark is just really in a lot of trouble at this point. We're going to see Creep Tumor going down once again, and well, Queens and Lings and Banes still moving forwards from Dark, or gathering together at least from Dark to the right-hand side. So those units still going to be gathering up. Marines will stem forwards once more. We're going to see the Widow Mines begin to burrow. There you go, one Queen goes down, again a few Banes continue to move forwards. Thinking about what exactly they want to try and do here. A little bit of a counter-attack, but already reinforcements at home for INnoVation, who's now trying to break this fourth base of the Zerg player. Just really needs like 1 or 2 decent-ish fights, and I feel he'll be able to break through. His army supply advantage is pretty significant, 66 to 49, and so he definitely has the units to work with. It's just about kind of slowly picking away at the Zerg. Now we are seeing Hive about to finish up, and 2-2 upgrades as well for our Zerg player. So this is getting a bit better for Dark, you know, 2-2 against what will initially be 1-1, but soon only 2-1. And then, you know, Hive on the way. I mean, you know, it's going to be like next stage of the tech tree where if Dark can get into ultras, and so, well, actually INnoVation might struggle a little bit. As you see, 7 SEs going down. Baneling is connected into this third base. 13 workers down in total. Ling Bane moving forwards once again. Widowmines doing their job as the medevacs try to heal up some of these Marines at the front. As INnoVation needs to gather up a few more units once more. These rocks are now being dropped down, but I guess it wasn't the issue. It was actually dropping Overlord that was bringing those Banelings in, so that's obviously pretty painful. As you can see, the Marines moving forwards again. A fungal growth goes down on these Marines and the medevacs. Single Infester comes out, and it's pretty effective, honestly, as Widowmine's going off on 1 or 2 Zerglings, splashing onto Marines and medevacs as well. INnoVation is really struggling here in the past few minutes of this. And as we're going to be seeing, again, Ling Bane gathering towards this fourth base. Queen's just sat in front as well. +2 armor on the way up now on this engineering bay. A second engineering bay finally added, meaning that +3 attack is able to start as well. And it's another counter attack from Dark as he looks to get some major damage done before pulling back in towards this army, which will then set up a pretty natural flank. He's going to go and pick off reinforcements to begin with. INnoVation will begin to stem backwards as a few Marines at the front begin to trade it out. A few Banes are moving forwards, but Well, will only have to be a few Banes to clean that up. As we see the Lings do begin to breach the natural expansion. There's actually plenty of Marines here as INnoVation lifted his depots. As he moves down here, he will actually clean up those Lings. No real problem at all. He will push back away from this position here at the front, though. So he's actually going to leave his Widow Mines behind, which is a bit of an interesting choice. Picks off a lot of those Zerglings, and he can once again regather and push once more towards that 4th base, but giving up his position, losing the Widow Mines. It's some heavy losses for INnoVation as we see him. Well, he's about to even up the upgrades, but Adrenal Glands is going to kick in shortly. Dark already has the Hive, so he can go into 3-3 if he wants. For now, he's just saving money for Ultralisks. The Ultralisk Cavern is about to finish. A few more Lings around the left-hand side as we see Marines, Widow Mines, and Medivacs from INnoVation going up the right. And they're going to advance forwards in towards this 4th base in just a few moments' time. Marines spreading themselves out as we see the Ling Bane is... actually going to get some really good connections to begin with. Another run by here. INnoVation has units left at home, though. He knows what he's doing. As we see Widow Mines are actually going to be the bane of the Terran player. Look at this. The Widow Mines keep going off on so much Terran bio rather than kind of good clumps of Lings. Dark has taken some fantastic engagements here in the last few moments. As we're going to see some Marines just unloading from this medevac over towards the 4th base. More units gathering up over in this direction. And we're going to be seeing the scan going down. There's INnoVation trying to figure out how far along is Dark. Well, the scan does reveal Ultra Cavern, so it's a pretty quick and sad answer for INnoVation. It's not the answer he was hoping for. He was looking to see maybe a lair there, or maybe the Hive just building still. The fact that Ultra's Cavern is down is very concerning for our Terran player, as the Zergling run by is once again going to do so much damage from Dark for the first time in a long time, pulling himself into a supply lead. As we're going to be seeing these Marines continue to push in and just cleaning up a few more Zerglings. A few more Zerglings getting cleaned out. And you see these Widow Mines again at the front, just getting left behind, and now INnoVation having to build Liberators. Well, he's got 4th base up so he can protect his 4th, which is just a main base orbital, so it's not exactly super safe, it's not planetary or anything. If you can protect his 4th, I mean, you can still play from this position. It's not impossible. He has applied a lot of pressure. His trades have been fairly decent. It's just, he was so much further ahead after the early stages. It's been a pretty incredible clawing back into it from Dark. We're going to be seeing these Lings and Ultras just moving around, and Marines is going to start splitting up a little bit here as well. See what else they're going to be doing, as we're going to be seeing a few more bins connected in. And we're just going to be seeing Marines stimming back over to the left-hand side now. So again, pushed away by these Queens and Ultras. INnoVation has to, again, pull back and just wait a few more moments. Wait to see what's next. You're going to see this medevac's going to go over to the left-hand side. So this medevac going on over to the left, as INnoVation hasn't really dropped around the map very much. He hasn't tried to pull Dark out of position or anything. And, well, when he tries to, he's going to run into an Ultralisk over here with some Lings and a Bane Link. So, not really much he's going to gain in that position. The Widow Mines, though, it's a couple of better connections, getting some Zerglings finally, and also hitting onto these Ultras a little bit, which is definitely a great little thing. Now, Kindness Plane is done, right? So, Kindness Plane is done. These Ultras only have 4 armor, though. Yeah, they have 6 on. They've got 4 because I hate this. Always messes me up. I get so confused. I hate the numbers in StarCraft. I'm a very numbers person, right? The thing is, I never really properly learnt the numbers and all of this, and every time I try and do it, I really doubt myself, and I second check, and I get, this is a mess. The important thing is, there is not going to be a +3 armor upgrade here for Dark, and that does mean that these Marines, while not the best, they will still do some damage against these Ultras, a little bit more than you might expect them to, because they have +3 attack already. He's going to be seeing Marines, and Widow Mines moving up this right-hand side once again, pushing in, as the 2 separate armies of INnoVation will move around the map. And again, is it this sort of splitting up of armies which INnoVation has needed for a long time here? Well, that's what we're looking to find out. Widow Mines trying to go off. I mean, Dark is definitely paying less attention to these fights than he was before. You know, he's not taking as good engagements as he has done in the past. And as INnoVation does end up still having to pick up over here, but at the same time, it's a big stim force towards the left side. Balins go down. Ultras are coming up here into position already. They're trying to target fire one of these down. The Widow Mines will burrow in the back. The connections are good to clean up one Ultralisk and the other taking some heavy damage. And as INnoVation still kiting back over here towards his natural expansion. So he has to pull away from these 2 Ultras in the center of the map. And again, a few more Marines and Medevacs unloading to the left-hand side, still on the map ready to pressure. It's actually Dark who's bringing everything together towards the front here. He may be able to get some damage done. A few Lings get left on their own. Queen's coming across as well for those transfusers. We also see an Infestor, so Fungal Growth could be very deadly here. We're going to see the Widow Mine going off, not really doing too much. Ultra's going to try and break through this front. We're going to see Marines will have to start kiting backwards. Widow Mine again, though, actually hits an Ultra and Banelines. Burrowed Banes on the low ground are going to be the trap which Dark sets up. At the same time, still a lot of units across the map. These Ultras are going down. The 4th, 5th base of Dark is beginning to fall as well. Transfusers keeping these Ultras alive still at the front, though. as INnoVation continues to make a hold. Dark's Ultras still trying to work their way through a couple of these racks over here, and well, I mean 4 Ultras and well 3 Queens and 2 Infests is what's left. At the same time though, we see, I mean, Lings and Banes are being picked away at by these units over here. Oh, the one Bane connects, but still not quite enough. He needs one more. We're going to see INnoVation using the Widow Mines to great effect. The Widow Mines getting rid of one of these Ultras now. And the next Ultra is going to go down as well. At the same time, though, an Ultra has cleaned out the entire mineral line of the third base, and INnoVation's economy is in tatters. 32 workers to the 70, but his army supply is still up there. But is it the right sort of army supply? Like, he's still making Marines, right? Like, he's been making Marines against Ultras for multiple minutes now, and I mean, is that really the way he wants this to go? Burrow comes down, which forces a scan / more kind of harassment later. Banes are still over here as well, as we're going to be seeing. Units will begin to move once again over to the right-hand side of the map. So, units to the right-hand side, they're going to push in towards the 4th base. INnoVation with a medevac here is, well, has run out of units. You can see Widowmine connecting once again. Good chunk of Zerglings going down. It's the Burrowed Infestors, which could be a real kind of threat to this right now. INnoVation not really having much of a clue about them, as there's the Fungal Grove. Hits the medevacs, which I wouldn't say is necessarily the worst of things. Marines are trying to kite back, but still, does INnoVation have enough? Because the problem is, I think he just has so many medevacs, he doesn't actually have that much on the ground in comparison. As I see, the Widow Mines will be coming off cooldown soon, though, and that will protect him for a little while longer and allow him to stay in this position on the map. So stepping back once again, 12 Marines being made at a time. I mean, he's still got enough economy to make Marines. And hey, if he can make Marines, he can get to GM, I heard. We're going to see another scan coming down. Banes are going to get picked off once again. This hatchery falls after 5, 6, 7 minutes of trying. INnoVation kills the 4th base and finally makes progress over here. This left side base is dead as well, so Dark's income, while it has been advantageous for a lot of the time, it's definitely starting to fall in favor of INnoVation, who still maintains the base to this right-hand side. In fact, he doesn't really have much mining at all. INnoVation's mining is really low, which just goes to show how low Dark's mining is right now. The parasitic bombs on these medevacs are going to be pretty deadly, though, and here we go. Parasitic bombs start to drop, and that's going to be a huge loss of supply for INnoVation. He does make his way through one more Ultralisk, however, and now we're going to see these Vipers under fire as well. The army supply is still INnoVation's favor, as we're going to be seen moving forwards. Another Viper going down. There's only one Ultralisk over here, and some Zerglings, one Baneling. That's all it is. He targets down the Baneling. There goes the Ultralisk as well. The Viper in the sky won't add anything to this fight as he stims on in. Now that's going to be a lot of drones going down, so the drone advantage of Dark starting to disappear, but most importantly, he's just not going to be mining anymore, because that was his only real mining base now. These drones over here AFK, drones over here AFK. He just can't mine from anywhere as he loses this base once again. That's why Dark's mining is so low, because he just hasn't been mining from anywhere. And INnoVation and Dark are both going to be completely kind of without bases to mine from anymore, and INnoVation has pretty much just denied the final bases at the last possible moments to make this work. Like, if he'd taken another minute, Dark would have just had enough and INnoVation wouldn't have mined anymore. But as it stands, INnoVation has done enough, I think. 59 army supply to the 17. The workers are not even mining at all right now. I mean, what was the actual income? 0 for Dark on minerals, 130 for INnoVation. Like, these guys can't build anything at this point. They can't build anything. They can build very little anyways. There's Dark long distance mining to this left hand side. INnoVation just wants to check these other bases, wants to make sure, you know, this game is actually over. Gonna lift up this base, gonna fly to the top right, so we're gonna be seeing to the bottom left the expansion taken as well. And that's INnoVation's economy now gonna go hugely in his own favor, so that's great for INnoVation. He just now needs to make sure he doesn't run into any burrowed banelings or anything along those lines, because that could turn out to be a little bit disastrous for him here if he isn't careful. Again, Dark still on those 2-2 upgrades as well is really worth kind of looking at. I mean, the INnoVation upgrade, the 3-3, has been in the game so long. That efficiency he's gained is absolutely crazy. You're going to see a scan coming down. A couple of infestors still burrowed here. Fungal Grove still a slight threat as mining gets denied in this location once again. Even just muling to the top right-hand side of the map could be very, very effective right now. INnoVation with only 2 orbital commands left alive. The third one burnt down some time ago after a little bit of a Baneling-based attack once again. And still just going to be seeing Dark trying to find a base to mine from for a few moments. The Widow Mine shot is just out of reach of the drones. That could have been, well, I'd say disastrous, but honestly, I think there's a lot of things in this game which are fairly disastrous right now in Dark's point of view. As you see the Fungal Grove coming in, you're going to see Bane's connecting, but it's just not enough. This one last Ultralisk is surely not going to be able to do enough here. As you can see it, just picking away at a few more Marines. Marines just continuing to fight it. It's almost like the the Ultras game, the Blink Stalker game in Raynor Party. The Marines stand in the circle and the Ultra has to chase after whichever one has the ball, kills a couple of them, but in the end, you can see for now. GG's INnoVation takes game number 2 in a 20-minute epic between